What is love?
Baby, don't hurt me.
Oh, this is the most romantic song ever.
When it comes to dating and marriage, everyone's got advice, but not all of it is good. Relationship expert and author Love McPherson is here to steer us in the right direction. Good to see you again, Love.
Hi.
Thank you.
All
It's
right.
good to be here
Good
again.
to see you. So we're going to get to some of these bad advice that people give that everyone thinks are, things you've heard a million times,
Yeah.
but it's bad advice. You start, Larry.
All right, if you don't feel chemistry on the first date, it's not meant to be.
Well, you know what? That is something that you hear all the time, but chemistry is actually overrated because 49% of the people who fell in love actually say they were not attracted to their mate at the beginning. So the brain has a way of kind of making you feel certain kind of ways like, oh, that's opposites, maybe fear-based and things, and you learn their values and learn about them, and it
But
can
when
connect
do you
you.
give up? I mean, it's like you might be hanging on saying, I know this is a good guy, but I'm just not. I mean, how long do you let that go?
Well, you know what? You have to know what you're looking for, your values aligning.
Yeah.
And if it's just not working, you don't want to force it. You don't want
Yeah.
to force the chemistry, but you don't want to also use chemistry as the holy grail.
I see. I see. All right, how about the kids should always come first? Now, that seems like it would be a good rule.
Actually, that is a statement of a culture change. Back in as recently as 1997, people realized that couple-centered versus child-centered relationships should be the dynamics because studies show that kids actually feel more secure in households where the couples have maintained love and connection. So really don't neglect your couple relationship and only focus on the kids because that actually creates a greater a risk when it becomes empty nest syndrome.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
All right, this one says, find a man who loves you more than you love them.
Well, that's kind of a fear-based strategy for keeping a man because, first of all, love is a decision that you make. After 40 years, I make a decision to love my husband. I like him. That's what we work on is our like for each other. And so what has to happen is if you're going to enter into a covenant with somebody, a vow for a lifetime, what you should be focusing in on is their character, their ability to actually make that decision and follow through rather than an emotion that will last for a lifetime.
So if someone seems more into you than you are into them, wait it out a little bit because they might actually, there might be something there if you're feeling it, yeah?
By the time they live with you and actually see the good, the bad, the ugly, yeah, there'll be many times that they might feel a little bit different about you.
All right. Next one is play hard to get and they will like you better.
Now, that's surprisingly, that works for a small amount of time. What happens is this. It's kind of like the scarcity syndrome. Anything that's kind of rare, it goes up in value. People might desire it. However, because of people's past fears, rejection, and betrayal, they will actually choose people who pursue them over the person who is, playing hard to get because that ambiguity actually is more stressful, studies show, than toxic relationships. So who would you really open up for love would not be that person who's playing hard to get and you don't know if they like you or not.
There's got to be a happy medium.
Yeah, there has to be.
All right, the last myth is if it's real love, it will be easy.
Easy and love should probably not be in the same sentence, but easier can. You can be easier if that person has begun to work on themselves, are self-aware, have relationship skills like communication and things like that. But just easy love is a very rare thing in an unreasonable expectation, I should say. So what we should do is look at people who have begun the work, who value love, and will make our lives easier, and we will make their lives easier. But easy love, yeah.
Doesn't happen. Well, you can check out lovemcpherson.com. She's got all kinds of tips, and it's good to see you again, Love.
Good to see you, too.